Nick Patterson!
Well, there you have it, boys. We have got a massive fight on our hands.
Okay, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my instructions at all times. Let's have a good, clean fight. Hook them up now. Back to your corner.
Here we go. We see he smashes teammate Robert Whittaker
for the second time this evening, ladies and gentlemen, Melbourne Pavilion, the fighters are ready, the judges are ready. It's time to make some noise!
Here we go!
Second time.
You ready to fight? Round one.
Round one.
That's a great strategy against Nick Patterson. Nick Patterson's got some really good hands. Ben was going to come out immediately and clinch. I'm not surprised at all.
He's trying to get that takedown badly.
Nick's doing well on that far side. He's looking for a far side Kimura to try and get that grip off that leg, but Ben Wall's just a beast. He's going for that far side ankle pick. He's going to pull that leg underneath. You're going to see Nick's trying to overhook that side arm to try and break that connection with that ankle. There he goes. He's got the underhook underneath. Good defense there by Nick Patterson.
Interesting the way Nick Patterson opened up. He went straight to him with that right uppercut. Worked to the centre. Hopefully wanted to catch him.
He knew he was going to clinch. He knew.
Exactly. The crowd really
making his way to the back. Beautiful job. Look at Ben Wall's head position. It's right on the chin, Sam. It's where you want it. He's in that top half position. He's going to squeeze his knees together to try and avoid him from standing. Look, he's preparing for that. Look at that clinch. Right now, Nick Patterson's giving up the back here. This is pretty dangerous.
It's good work.
Good turnaround, good inside hook. That sort of clears him a bit. You know, all this pushing and shoving, we mentioned earlier in the night, we're going to mention it again, all this pushing, shoving, this grabbing and so on, it's so much energy so consumed through all that pushing and shoving. You know, you've really got to do it to appreciate what we're talking about.
Nice knee on the inside. Oh.
Got a crossface there.
That's beautiful crossface.
That's what he wants to do. He hasn't got it yet.
And it's not quite underneath that chin, but Ben's doing a great job.
Ben's doing a great job. Why? Because he's keeping his chin up against his leg.
Yeah.
And he can't get it across his chin.
Now he knows the value of that small space. He's controlling the right space. This is tiring, Sam. It's tiring. Nice. Ben looks in great shape, man. Ben Wall looks in great shape.
Using that head against his chin, dictating which way he wants him to be.
If you're going to be training with those UFC guys,
oh man, Miles Jury, Ross Pearson, you kidding? Alliance, they're producing champions out of there.
They said Ross coached against Ben in the house.
Ben's just really shutting down Nick Patterson's game. He really is. Right now, Nick's just trying to find a way to disconnect.
Perfect position for us, right in front of our commentary position.
You know, Nick Patterson has tried to get that crossface several times. Keeps missing.
Scrambling. Oh, good pressure. Ben Wall. Excellent scrambling by Ben Wall. He knows the value of keeping that clinch on Nick Patterson.
And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier on tonight. It's about that inch. You know, he can't afford. Nick Patterson cannot afford to give Wall that inch because he'll turn it into a mile.
Relentless pressure by Ben Wall. They've slowly worked themselves right around the cage.
The game changes. When you're working in a cage, the game's not the same as it is in a ring. It's just not the same.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It seems like Ben Hall has actually superglued himself to that waist.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. He wants to get him on the ground. He wants to beat him up. That's what he wants to do. Squeezing his knees together. Nick's trying to get his leg out. He's got it out. Ben's going back for that again. Nice pressure. Look at him. Look at him. He's turning this into a huge wrestling match.
This is what the crowd have been here. This is what they've been waiting for. The crowd are getting behind these two guys. And a nice try with an uppercut there.
Space that Patterson's been looking for the whole round.
But he can't underestimate Ben Wall, though. You can't underestimate him. It's a very dangerous game keeping your hands low like that. But it seems to be working. But listen, I've seen this 1,000 times. Cain Velasquez, he shot in 15 times on Junior Dos Santos before he could get him down.
He's got him down.
He got him down eventually.
Nick Patterson's, I tell you what, his game to stand in front of Ben Wall with his hands down. He's obviously very, very confident about it, but hey, don't worry about just his hands. What about if he lifts his leg up and front kicks you straight in the face if you're not careful?
True, but also keep in mind that Nick Patterson wants to put on a show because, you know, he's been bugging the UFC for a spot on their roster for a long time. And Ben Wall coming off that roster, Nick Patterson sees it in himself that he belongs on that roster. So this is going to be a very important fight. Whether Nick Patterson has got enough firepower to put Ben Wall away, and if Ben Wall has got enough in the tank to be able to keep pushing that pace to wrestle.
Nice shot there by Patterson at the end of the round. And it might have hurt Ben Wall there as he's retreating. Punched right hard to the bell.
The crowd here at the Melbourne Pavilion on their feet.
Don't forget, guys,
what a
next
great
fight
round.
series back in July.
Hey guys,
You've got a small business.
to break this down,
I mean, in front of thousands of people.
Benjamin Wall has done an awesome job closing that gap, without doubt. It was towards, as you see here, he's constantly going for single, for double, for waist lock, trying to take him down because that's where he knows the game and that's where he knows to win it. Whereas Nicholas Patterson wants that distance, wants to outbox him, right? But there's only one problem with Pato. If he keeps his hands down, he's liable he's going to get caught.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he is, but he's liable he's going to get caught.
But Nick Patterson wants him to start throwing down with him. Nick Patterson wants to invite him in for a slugfest. That's where Nick Patterson shines. All really Ben Wall did in that round was just really control that space and wrestle. But he didn't really hurt Nick Patterson at all. When Nick had his chance, he lit him up.
That was the one that hurt him towards the end of the round.
Tough to judge that first round, but man, on damage alone, you got to give it to Nick Patterson.
Back to your corner, Ben.
He had his opportunity, he took it.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens round two, gentlemen.
Round two. Nick Patterson eager to do business here, looking for a spot on the UFC roster. He has to shine here tonight. He has to put this guy away very, very early. He can't afford to go the distance. He's got to show and shine. Great double leg there. Great defense there by Padgett.
Nice short knee on the inside. Man, he's good at that. That's the second short knee that he's put on Ben Wall. Ben's got his hands together, though. Nick Patterson might be going for a bit of a ride here. Oh, he's got his hands apart. Nice underhook there with that right hand by Nick Patterson.
As you said, Frank, you know, it's the way judges see it because you gave the first round to Nick. I actually gave it to Ben Wall for the control for the majority of the round.
Yeah, it could go in either way. We don't know what's going on in those guys' minds.
Yeah.
All the short, sharp work from Benjamin Wall, those short knees to the legs. Oh, great defense there by Nick Patterson.
Can't have a better view, boys.
No, look, you know what? And they're sitting right in front of us. Both boys are relentless. They are relentless. They do not care. They're just going for it. They're literally plastering themselves together, and all they want to do is win. Full stop. Great turn off by the, nearly walked into the knee. Nick Patterson knows that every time he gives him the gap, if he's going to come in, Ben Wall is going to shoot. This is a danger for Ben Wall.
Well, after that first round, Nick should know what Ben Wall's going to try and do, and he's doing it in the second round again. Very carbon copy of the first round.
These guys didn't come here to fight tonight. These guys come here to win. Full stop.
Absolutely. And the main event of a history-making night.
And there's a difference there.
The only thing that's tainted for me is the weight issue. I do like that Nick was very apologetic. And they're putting on a great show. Nice knee by Nick. But Ben Wall straight up, relentless pressure, straight back into the cage.
If you can maintain this for 3 rounds, man, that's epic.
It's great cardio, a great training camp.
But once you get hurt, when your gas is low and you get hurt, the blood in the water, man, Nick Patterson's a finisher.
Yeah.
Let's see how this pans out.
Yeah, he's taking him down.
Great takedown by Wall then. Nick Pato on his back at the moment. Well, you just hold him off here.
All right, Nick's got to control the head. He's got to control the posture because Ben Wall is going to drop some serious ground and pound. He's probably going to pepper him with small punches and come out with some big elbows.
And open up. There's a beautiful left hand there. And he'll drop an elbow. He's not afraid to drop. I've seen him drop elbows from here.
He's passing to
side control.
Side control. That's
a
beautiful pass. That was a beautiful pass. All right, Nick's got him in a triangle. He's got him in a triangle. That's locked in.
No,
what a move.
No, he doesn't have it.
No, he's
got the triangle. He's getting his head. That's very greasy out there right now.
Wow. That was a great move by Nick Patterson.
You mentioned it earlier about that man grease. It's all over the place.
Yeah, but if Ben Wall wants to have his hand between his legs, he's got to have his left arm around his neck, or else he'll be put in a triangle. He's looking for that Kimura. He's setting up that Kimura. He's going to try and step over. He's going for this transitioning to the armbar. This is very, very dangerous. If he can get his left leg out over Nick Patterson's belly, he'll be able to hold him there a little bit longer. But if he doesn't, he's in two minds. He doesn't want him to turn and get his arm out. All right, he's going for it. This could be close. This is very close right now. If Nick Patterson gets to his leg, but that arm is deep.
It's deep. Depending on how deep it is, this is going to be interesting. He'd have to load himself straight on top. He's pulling him in on purpose. Pulled him into guard. Oh, nice, he's going back up again. Nice work. This is technical stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what we've come to see. Yeah. Technical work, two great fighters, and absolute warriors.
Putting it all on the show in the main event of Hex Fight Series, event number 2.
1 minute 20 left in this second round.
The crowd getting behind Nick Banjo Patterson. He's definitely got the support of the Melbourne Pavilion. Another great knee by Ben Wall. He's trying to see Frank there. He's trying to go for the ankle again.
Yeah, it's been working for him. Usually what great fighters do is they always go back to what's working. So that's a great feeling of security for a
This
for
is
a
where
fighter
he's
like
had
that.
success so far in the fight.
That's right. So he's going to go back to there because it's working. But man, if he can get him down again, he passed his guard very easily. Man, there's no doubt that Ben's got the ground advantage. There's no doubt about it.
He just didn't have the right position when he went for that submission.
Well, when you're going for an armbar, you got to control the legs.
100%.
You called it perfectly.
You can't. If you control the arms, it can get up to their knees and stack you. It's very slippery. In 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, we like to control the legs when we're attacking the arms.
See Rob Whittaker barking instructions to get in the clinch.
Get in the clinch, get those hands together and hold on.
15 seconds left in round number 2.
Oh, he's got that Kimura. Nice work, Nick Patterson. Oh, he's on his back.
Relentless.
Nick's going to try and get up to his feet. Great scramble here.
Right.
Wow.
What a great round. So, Frank, we've either got it 1 round all or 2 rounds to Ben Wall.
I'm actually just looking at Banjo right now. The guy's hardly breathing. Both guys are hardly breathing. They're as fit as. They've been going relentlessly for the last 2 rounds.
All comes down to this.
Well, let's just have a look at this great double leg by Wall.
Sam, what advice would you be giving Nick Patterson coming out in the 3rd round?
Nick Patterson's got to do what he does best. He loves the work standing up. If he can keep the fight standing up, I would say for Nick Patterson, fight can win for sure. Wall's just proven how good he's on the ground.
He passed his guard so easily.
Sure, do it again, and I'll award you with it. That was only once, but he passed it. He did pass it so easily. He made it look so simple.
The key is how does he keep that distance, because that's been the strength of Ben Wall.
Pato will strike with the knees and uppercuts on the way in now. He has to.
Here we go, boys. 3rd and final round of this event. Fantastic night.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd and
Wall is ready.
final round.
Banjo's ready. He wants him to go low. He wants him to go low. That's exactly what he wants him to do.
Slippery now, isn't it, boys? Oh,
looking for that uppercut.
Yeah.
Looking for that uppercut or the knee. What's the knee?
This is what Ben Wall wants.
That's right.
I think there was a mistake there by Nick Patterson. Keep the distance, go away.
As you said, you asked me before what I think he should be doing. He should be keeping that distance. He should be working from a distance. That's what he's good at.
I don't know why Nick clinched then.
He played into what Ben Wall wanted.
Let's see how it pans out. Let's see how it pans out.
You mentioned before, Frank, you made a comment about, a Banjo being looked at by the UFC, potentially making the UFC list. You know what? The UFC want to see winners, and they want to see them pretty quick.
Yeah,
they want to see knockouts. They want to see things that are devastating.
They want to see him finish.
So if I was Nick Banjo right now, I'd be trying to finish this guy ASAP the best I could.
Mind you, they're looking at matchups, but again, they'd rather see someone that fight their heart out and put on a fantastic show and lose rather than win badly. But it's been a great main event. But yeah, that mistake early in the 3rd round might cost him the fight if he doesn't change the position here.
Yeah, great punch from underneath the armpit there. Nick Patterson just picking his shot. Exactly where Benjamin wants to be, against the cage or against the wall, so to speak. Going for a single leg, trying to pick off a single leg.
He's got the single.
He's got to pull away.
Let's work, gentlemen, let's
He has
work.
to pull away.
Crowd getting right behind Banjo. Corner barking instructions right in front, but doesn't seem to be able to do anything because Ben Wall's controlling the action.
He's got his hand together now.
Yeah,
He's got his hands together
exactly
now.
what Rob Whittaker
That's what he
was
wants. He wants to
calling
pick
for.
him up. And
There
there's
you
the
go.
dump.
That's it.
There's the dump in half guard. He's landed in half guard, which is a reasonable position for him.
Listen to his corners. Exactly what Rob Whittaker was calling for.
He's going to try and pull. He's going to underhook that far knee with his right hand. He's going to turn and face the legs. He's going to pull his right leg out. He's going to try and clear his knee. That's the first. There he goes.
And he's cleared it. He's back inside.
All right, now he's
control.
inside control. He's got 2.5 minutes. He's got to watch that right arm doesn't get caught in that. He's looking at it. This is obviously his transition to the armbar. He's probably going to learn from what happened. He's probably going to set him up, and he's not going to let him out this time. He's going, look at that. It's going.
Great.
That's good control. That's good control and balance on top.
Ben Wall's world here.
Yeah, but Ben was tentative. He may be thinking, you know what? I ain't going to try and sub this guy. It's late in the third round. It's the third round.
Great control. Great control here, and great recovery by the man himself, the Banjo. Brian Ebersole from the corner there was screaming out exactly, you got to get back on your feet, and that's exactly what he's done. So they're obviously telling him that his game plan is a stand-up game plan.
I think that Ben might have not had room because of the cage to get that sub or make a move.
I don't know. You know, the spider web's a high percentage position. That's the armbar position.
Yeah.
We call it the spider web. That's a very high percentage position. It seemed like he tried to mount him, you know.
With a minute and a half, this is Nick Patterson's chance, his only chance.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, final round.
Great body shot.
That was a nice body shot, Sam.
You know what's really interesting? Ben Wall hasn't thrown really many punches. I've just said it, and he's thrown one now, but I'd like to see him throw a bit more.
Oh!
There's a beautiful knee, beautiful flying knee to the chin. Let's see what Ben Wall does from here if he can recover.
He's got 60 seconds.
Minute to go.
That was a beautiful flying knee.
Beautiful flying knee.
He's hurt.
Banjo has to capitalise now. He's got to land some on his chin and keep going, keep the fight standing up. Pull the pressure on. He's got to pour it. There it is. Pour the pressure on for if he's to win this fight.
You can see that where that landed.
Hey. Pour the pressure on if he's to win the fight. Banjo, you can't afford to muck around, son. You want to be selected here. You want to be picked. You want to win. You got to knock this guy out.
Kind of why he's moving away.
Final
He's got
30 seconds.
He's got a hustle. What's Ben Patterson doing?
You know, not interested whether you can take a punch, Banjo. You've got to take this guy out if you want to win the fight. That's all there is
I
to it.
don't understand that last move. Surely he knew he was behind in the fight.
Come on, guys,
He
let's
had to
bring him
hustle and make a move,
home.
but he just ran out of time. But
10
what's
seconds
great
to go.
about event?
It's all over. It's all over. What a great main event, ladies and gentlemen. What a display of technique.
I think Ben Wall's going to take this win.
I scored a 30-27, but you scored a 29-28 Ben Wall.
Yeah.
So just like with the right
Only
decision.
because I thought Patterson, he hurt him maybe once or twice in that round, but he didn't do enough for me in my book. I think Ben did way more.
I was just surprised by the last 30 seconds. I was like, this is your chance. You've got him hurt.
He must
Jump
be thinking
on him.
that he's got this one. I don't know. I don't know.
Surely he can't. If his corner's giving him good advice, surely they would have said, don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
This fight is not won until your hands are raised. That's all there is to it. What a great night of fights, ladies and gentlemen. 12 fights. Yet to hear the final decisions here. And we'll be going to Parry in centre ring in about a minute's time.
It's been a pleasure to be a part of this history-making night. Victoria's done.
Beautiful knee there. You saw.
We're on
It's a
sale.
great
That's the
knee.
knee. Oh, that's a great knee by Nick Patterson. But again, Victoria done, the cage is back, one more state to go, then the sport is complete in the country. WA, get your act in gear.
Yeah, we've got to work hard to keep the sport, healthy. We've got to work hard to keep the sport going. We've got to keep the professionalism in there as well. Build more academies. I think the future looks very bright for us here in Victoria.
Credit to Labor Party for seeing it, making a lot of sense. the people that don't like the sport, they just don't like the image, they come up with lame excuses. Especially in the state of WA, they've got no answers except that they don't like the image. You don't ban something based on opinion or image. You base it on common sense. And when you've got a Combat Sports Commission recommending to them that the cage should remain in place for common sense and for safety, and they don't listen to them, there's something wrong there.
Yeah, and the key word in amongst all that you've just said now is the word safety, and that's purely what the cage is about. Irrespective of what people see and people perceive sitting back, they might think it's barbaric. You know what? We've got 2 professionals in that ring. We've got a professional referee, we've got medics, we've got judges, we've got everyone. We've done everything by the books. The only thing is the cage is a safety precautionary measures from guys falling out. That's it.
I hate hearing the uneducated ministers and politicians talking bad about the sport and saying that the cage glorifies violence in some way. They've got no proof, they've got no evidence. You know, the proof and evidence is there in safety videos and people falling out of a ring. There's evidence there to back that up.
I'll give you 2 things that increase violence on our streets: drugs and alcohol, and we'll leave it as that.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Here we go
Sam.
to centre ring with Perry Cale for the final decision.
Thanks, boys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure to you, Frank and Sam. What did you call it, Sam? Obviously a winner for Ben Wall, but 29-28 or 30-27? Might have 2 and 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the judges' scorecard, a big round of applause to both fighters for the first main event cage fight in Victoria. Proudly
you
welcome
heard it.
up to Leon, Ladbrokes, City of Ink, Sting Fightwear, and Sulaki King, and the after party at the Union Hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. It is a majority decision. Ignatius Missilides had it 29-29. John Lizzett had it 29-28. And Christian had it 30-27 for your winner by majority decision. Blue corner, Nick Munro!
That is a disgrace. Judges, what the hell are you watching? I know there's a home decision there, but and the crowd is happy, but that is the wrong decision.